Alistair was sick of Lucifer. He hated the king for everything. The king was lazy. He was sleazy. He didn't do anything. He just let everything fall apart. He wasn't that great evil he was taught on Earth. And because of that, he despised him. Alistair believed that strength was everything. Well, except when it came to being a gentleman. He was a soft spot for that. One day, though, Alistair would come up with a plan to destroy Lucifer, as Alistair would go into his room and begin to work tirelessly. It was his goal, his only goal, to get rid of him, as he would make a special poison to weaken him, but it would take time to put into effect. He needed a strong opponent to fight him, to distract him. Who could he find? Alistair began to search hell, as he would use scanning magic and everything. He searched for days and days and days until he found something completely unexpected. He sensed energy, strange energy he sensed before. It was a bit different, but it was very similar to Adam's, just more demonic. Weird. He would go and follow it, and what he found shocked him. It was Adam as a sinner. He would continue to walk and hide in the shadows, as he saw it, Adam as a sinner. Adam didn't look like he knew where he was. He must not have been in hell a lot. Usually when you get with an angelic weapon, you die, but since he was already an angel, it seems like it just reincarnated him as a sinner. Interesting. Alistair would walk up to him, as Adam would get ready to fight and say, "You discovered me. Now where's your friends? You're all gonna jump me now. Finish the job, huh, a-hole?" Alistair would say such foul language. No. I'm not gonna do that. Instead, I need your help. As then Adam would say, "Why would I ever help you? Do you not remember the time we fought?" Alistair would say, "You won that battle anyway. If anything, I should be mad." Adam would say, "Yeah, why aren't you mad?" "Because I'm mad at someone else even more. Lucifer. And I know you want him dead too." Adam would say, "Fine, let's do it." As then Alistair would take Adam away. As Adam and Alistair would start to begin to train. As they trained together, Alistair wanted to teach Adam new tricks, new demonic powers. Since he was a demon now, he could use it. And he didn't have any of his angelic powers. Now, he still had all of his potential, but now they were just demonic instead of angelic. He needed to learn a new fighting style, more defensively from last time. As they continued to train, eventually Adam would say, "I'm so bored." Alistair would say, No. Adam would say, "You think I could beat him? No. That's why I'm going to poison him, weaken him, so you can take him on." As then Alistair would say, "Do you understand? Ye will be strong no matter what, but this poison will make him weak enough for us both to take him." Adam would say, Fine, makes sense." After training, Alistair would finally come back. As Alistair would go and sit down, he would sigh. He would be exhausted from putting up with Adam and training. As Charlie would say, "Are you alright, Alistair?" Alistair would look up at Charlie. He would feel a little bit bad. After everything that's happened, he has somewhat bonded with Charlie, but he would tell himself he didn't care about her. She's just a means to an end, as he would nod and say, "Yeah, I'm alright." She could never know the truth. Once this happened, the way easier to manipulate Charlie with Lucifer out of the way, as eventually the day would come. As Alistair would go to get Adam, and he would say, "Are you ready?" Adam would say, "Yeah." "Are you sure? Once we do this, we can't go back." Adam would say, "F yeah, let's do it." And then Adam would go to Lucifer's house. He was a bit nervous. The plan was for him to start the fight, then Alistair would poison them, and they would both jump in on them. It shouldn't be too hard. As Adam would say, "Hey, a-hole, come out." As Lucifer would open the door, he would say, "Adam?" Before he could think, though, Adam would lunge towards him and pick up an angelic weapon that Alistair gave him and begin to swing it around. Lucifer would dodge it and kick him to the ground as they started to fight again. Adam's actually gotten stronger with his training, and with him learning a lot of things from Alistair, but he was still no match for Lucifer, at least as he is now. But Alistair was developing his spell, ready to poison him. As Lucifer would say, "What is the meaning of this? I thought you died. You came back as a sinner. You had a second life, and you choose to attack me. That's arrogant and foolish." Adam would simply laugh and say, "Arrogant? Foolish? You think I care about any of that stuff? All I care about is killing you." As suddenly, Alistair would shoot a poison blast right at Lucifer, hitting him in the back. As Alistair walked up to him, Lucifer would say, "What the hell are you doing here?" Lucifer would then look at Alistair, ready to fight, as Alistair would say, "Isn't it obvious? I'm killing you." As then, the fight continued. Lucifer would be winning at first, but the poison would take its effect, making him weaker and weaker. Lucifer would say, "Cheap poison." But there's nothing cheap about it. You perfected it, didn't you? I must finish you off, right here, right now. As Lucifer would fly in and kick Adam to the floor. As then he would grab a dagger and fly in for Alistair. Alistair would just barely be able to grab him, though, since he's weakened from the poison. As then Adam would stab him in the back. As they did it, they killed him. Adam would say, yes, we effing did it. Well, I'm gonna go now. You're probably gonna betray me. Alistair would say, you know me too well. Alright, goodbye. Adam would walk off as Alistair would simply laugh. As he grabbed Lucifer's body and was about to bury it, suddenly he would hear footsteps as he quickly disappeared. As we cut to Charlie. Charlie could feel something was off. She had a strange connection with her mother and father. Her mother's connection was severed ever since she left. But her father only recently started to grow, and she could feel that he was in pain. She ran and ran and ran as fast as she could. Alistair was just barely able to teleport away before she saw him. As then she would see it, her father laying down dead. As she picked up his body, she wouldn't say a word. She would simply take him downstairs into his house and began to examine what happened. She could tell that an angelic weapon was used, but there was more to it. As she began to examine more and more, she could find poison. She needs to learn the source of this poison. And that's what she would do. Days would pass. Alistair was ready to manipulate Charlie better now that her father's gone, but he never showed up, and she never showed up either. Weird. Alistair would look at Vaggie and say, is Charlie okay? Inside, Alistair was panicking. He knew for a fact if Charlie figured out there was poison, she could eventually track it to him. Maybe he should just abandon this hotel, but that looked sketchy as hell. As he began to shake more and more, as Vaggie would say, well, no, I can't tell you the details, but she's not. And then she would cry, as Alistair would walk up to her and say, hey, it'll be alright, whatever it is. Just have a smile on your face. You're never dressed without it. Vaggie would then laugh a bit and say, you're messed up, but thanks. As then Alistair would walk away, he knew that his days were numbered, so he had to come up with a plan. He needed to frame Adam. After all, it was his angelic weapon that actually killed him. Alistair just poisoned him. If he can make it look like Adam did it all, he could be saved. Alistair must find Adam now, as he began to search in the shadows to look for him, to find him. As Alistair continued the search, we cut to Charlie. Charlie would be doing the same thing. She noticed the angelic weapon. There must be an angel still here, an exorcist left behind, as she began the search, not knowing who it was. As they both searched and searched, eventually Alistair would find Adam. Alistair would find Adam in a bar trying to pick up chicks. As he would say, really now? Really? Adam would say, what do you mean, really? This is where you're at. I thought you hated sinners. Well, I am one now, so I might as well bang a few. As then Alistair would slap him with a tentacle, as Adam would kick him out the store and begin to beat him up. Just as planned, as then he would smirk and look up as Charlie would arrive. Alistair would say, help, help, help. Are you a coward? As suddenly Charlie would punch Adam, as Adam realized what happened. He was set up. As Adam would start to cuss, Charlie, it's not what it, as suddenly Charlie would begin to beat him up, as Alistair would too, as he would grab Adam with his tentacles and throw him against the wall. Charlie was more powerful than ever now. Alistair and Charlie charged at Adam, but this wouldn't be easy. Adam was still a great fighter, as they would both fight with everything they had. Adam knew they couldn't convince him otherwise. Alistair just saved his behind. He framed Adam, and he knew he could do it, as then he grabbed him with his tentacles with all his might, as he said, Charlie now, as Charlie would stab him in the neck. Alistair let go of him, as he would say, what was that about? Charlie would say, do you think I'm an idiot? Suddenly, Charlie would stab him from behind, as Alistair would look behind, shocked. I was able to trace the poison faster than you predicted. Your little stunt, all it did was help me take you both out. As then Alistair would fall to the floor. Why, Alistair, why? Alistair would say, because, darling. I'm the radio demon. I guess this is my last broadcast. He would simply just laugh instead of sighing. Instead of yelling, he laughed and laughed until he was no more, as Charlie would simply walk off.